Hi there, it's Tori and I'll take you through the practice today. It's a level 2 class. It's just a little bit harder, a little bit stronger than the level 1. It's a little bit quicker as well. I would, for this week, concentrate on working with breathing in and out of the nose, if that's not necessarily familiar to you in the practice. Poses obviously are a big part of yoga, but it's not about what you look like, it's about how you feel. If we start to breathe in and out of the nose, then we start to kind of shut down the nervous system and we're able to control our minds. We stop thinking about everything else and we start to drown out the outside world and we come more in towards the center and towards our breath and start to look inwards. So it's a big part of yoga, the actual breath. So just to start with, I invite you to start breathing in and out of the nose. Suggest grabbing a yoga block or an Amazon box or something that you have that's fairly sturdy, that you can kind of lean on, that you can use. And today's practice will look at kind of opening up the front of the body and opening up into the hips. So come to wherever's comfortable for you, and I just ask you that you get to enjoy the next 45 minutes, next hour of the practice, and really start to feel what it feels like in your body. So coming into a comfortable seated position for you, whether that's cross-legged or kneeling. If you want to sit onto the block, then that's totally fine. And we're just going to give a couple of moments just to arrive onto the mat. So that's closing down the eyes or taking the gaze down towards the ground and just giving ourselves a couple of moments to catch the breath and just to feel what it feels like to be in our body today. And when I say feel in our body, it's more taking note of how we feel physically. So whether there's any areas of tension or any areas that feel tight. Just taking a mental scan. Maybe we're starting at the head, we're coming down through the head, neck, shoulders. Maybe they're tight from being at our desk. We don't move, we're just taking note of maybe we need to breathe deeper into these spaces. Coming down through the torso, in towards the hips, maybe the arms, maybe the hands. As we get in towards the hips, maybe it's the thighs, maybe we've done a lot of walking, or calves and ankles. So whatever it is, whatever it's feeling in the body today, just taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to take 3 lovely deep breaths. We're going to breathe deeply down and towards the belly. We're going to inhale through the nose, pulling that breath down deep in towards the belly. We're going to slowly open the mouth and we're going to sigh it out. Taking another lovely deep inhale through the nose, down deep in towards the belly. We're going to open the mouth and we're going to sigh it out. Taking another lovely deep inhale, breathing deeply. Open the mouth and sighing it out. And then slowly just coming back into your own breath. And just seeing how the mind feels. Maybe it's settled a little bit. Maybe the body feels a little bit more calmer. And then slowly we're just going to open up the eyes. So we're just going to warm in towards the wrists. We're just going to give our wrists a little bit of a shake from side to side. Maybe we've got some clicks, maybe some creaks, and that's totally fine if we've been at our desk or working all day, writing, whatever it is. Giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side. And then slowly we're going to clasp the hands. We're going to take the hands up towards the sky and just finding our side ribs. So giving ourselves a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Breathing into the rib cage, giving ourselves a bit of a shake, pulling ourselves maybe from side to side. We're going to release the hands. We're going to take our right hand around our left wrist. We're going to inhale to reach up. Exhale as we come a little bit deeper in towards the side. So we're finding that side stretch a little bit deeper, making sure our sitting bones are equal towards the ground. We're going to inhale to release. And we're going to take that left hand around the right. We inhale to lift up. Exhaling as we come over towards the left. So again, we want to feel that stretch through the rib cage, through the pelvis, through the armpit, all the way up towards the fingertips. And then slowly just releasing the hands down, giving them a bit of a shake, coming into the shoulders. We're going to inhale the shoulders up towards the sky. Exhaling, we slowly melt them down back. This one's a lovely one. I like to close my eyes and just feel the body, feel the movement around the lungs, around the muscles, rolling over the rib cage, getting in towards that spine as we ripple from space to space. Feeling that body just move through the cycle. Perfect. Slowly coming back into stillness. We're going to work into the opposite direction. So our shoulders up to the ears and then coming down through the front of the body. Taking them up around the back, ears and down. Again, maybe you want to bring the elbows in. Maybe you're happy keeping the eyes open, but know that there's no one else watching, so it's totally free for the exploration to feel what it feels like in your body. Amazing. Slowly coming into stillness, we're going to take our left hand down towards the ground. We're going to inhale the right hand up towards the sky, so we're feeling a lovely deep stretch. Taking those right fingers high, and on the exhale we're going to sweep that hand between the body and the left. So we're feeling that pull in towards the back of the body, around the shoulder blade on the right hand side. Inhaling as we lift ourselves, opening up the chest. Exhaling, taking that hand underneath, feeling that stretch. Inhaling as we open up the heart, breathing deeply. Exhaling, slowly taking that hand underneath, feeling that stretching towards the back of the body. Perfect. Slowly we're going to reach up towards the sky, giving ourselves a little bit of a shoulder roll. The right hand comes down, lifting those left fingers high. So we're feeling that openness into the heart. And then slowly as we exhale, hand comes underneath, between the body and through, feeling that stretch into the back of the body. Inhaling as we open up the heart. Exhaling, taking that hand underneath, palm faces towards the back of the room, between the body and the thigh. Perfect. One last time. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, taking that hand underneath, towards the back of the body. Perfect. Coming back into center, just giving our shoulders a bit of a roll. We're going to come in towards our tabletop, so hands come underneath the shoulders, knees come underneath the hips, and we're just working towards our cat-cows. So we're going to slowly drop the front of the pelvis, looking towards the front of the room. Exhaling as we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and we dome out through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly, looking towards the front of the room. Exhaling, tucking that tummy in towards the spine. We're going to dome out through the back. Inhaling, dropping the belly, looking towards the front of the room. Exhaling, pulling that tummy deep in towards the chest. We dome out the back. Amazing. And then slowly just coming into stillness, giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side. We're going to take our left foot towards the back of the mat, just finding that stretching towards the back of the leg. So we're pushing deeply, feeling that lovely deep stretch. If you're ready, if you're comfortable, you're going to lift that left foot up towards the sky. We're engaging the glute. And if you're comfortable here, we're going to take that right hand towards the front of the room, playing with our balance, she says as she wobbles. So we're reaching the hand towards the front of the room. We're gazing down towards the mat. Lovely big inhale. Exhaling, slowly releasing, giving ourselves a bit of a shake from side to side. Finding that release. Again, we're going to take that right foot towards the back of the room. We're pushing through that heel, feeling that stretch through the back of the leg, through the hamstring, through the calf. If you're comfortable here, we're going to squeeze that glute, we're going to lift that leg, and we're coming in towards a hold. So maybe this is where you want to come to. Maybe you want to come deeper. We reach the left hand towards the front of the room. We're feeling that lovely length through the spine, gazing down towards the ground in front. Lovely big inhale here. And then exhaling, slowly releasing, coming back in towards our tabletop. Giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. Amazing. We're going to slowly just take the hands down towards the top front of the mat. Top corners of the mat, we're going to take our forehead down towards the ground, so we're breathing into the heart. We want to find a lovely deep stretch in towards the front of the body, in towards the triceps. If you want to go deeper, we take the hands together at the front of the mat and the elbows come close towards the ears. So we're still active in the hands. Hips are directly above the knees, and we're taking a lovely big inhale. Again, if you want to go deeper still, taking the chin down towards the ground as we look towards the front of the room. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to lift ourselves up. Taking the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to tuck the toes under, and we're coming into our downward facing dog. So we're feeling that stretching towards the back of the legs. Maybe you want to walk through the downward dog. Again with my little squeaky mat. So maybe we're taking the heels from side to side. Feeling that lovely stretch through the side body. Whatever's good for you in your body. So we're just having that little bit of a walk. Taking one foot off at a time. And then slowly, we're going to walk the feet. We're going to just come up halfway down the mat, or just like, a couple of steps a little bit further. So we're in a smaller downward dog. Maybe the heels reach down towards the ground. We're going to play with our balance. We're going to take our left hand off the mat. Maybe this is where we come to. If you want to go deeper, we're going to take that left hand towards the right foot. So we're playing with the balance. We're going to take our gaze underneath that right armpit so we feel that stretch. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Exhaling as we slowly release that left hand down towards the mat. Again, we've got that release through the spine. If you want to go deeper, we're taking that right hand off, playing with the balance. And if you want to go deeper still, we take that right hand towards the left leg. And then slowly we pull ourselves, taking that gaze underneath the left shoulder, feeling that stretch. Lovely big inhale. Exhaling to release those hands, gazing down. And then slowly we're going to walk the feet all the way up towards the front of the mat. And we're going to find our forward fold. So it's holding either elbow, gazing towards the back of the room. Feeling that length through the vertebrae as we gaze towards the back. We're bending in towards the knees as much as we need to. As soon as we ground down to the feet, we release the hands. We're going to bring the head up as last. We slowly work through the body. And then we find ourselves in towards our Tadasana, our mountain pose. So feet are facing forward, hip width apart, toes touching. Shoulders rolling down the back, palms face forward. We take a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Coming in towards our sun salutes, we're going to slowly inhale, the arms come up towards the sky. We gaze towards the thumbs, exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to do this 2 more times, so just connecting with the breath. We inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky, exhaling, hands down through the center line. Last time, so we inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky, exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to start working with the breath. So we inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky, exhaling, arms come wide to a lovely deep forward fold. We're going to inhale up halfway, lengthening through the spine, hands to shins. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We're going to step back in towards a high plank. We're going to take the knees down towards the ground. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, finding that straight back. And we slowly release the toes and we lower ourselves all the way down to the ground. We inhale in towards our cobra, lifting up halfway. Exhaling to release, we tuck the toes and we slowly lift ourselves all the way up into our downward facing dog. We're gazing towards the knees. We're finding that length through the back of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We're going to look towards the hands. We're either going to step or walk the feet up towards the front of the mat. We find our forward fold. We ground down to the feet. We inhale up halfway, finding that flat back, shoulders come back, exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. We gaze to the thumbs. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to do 3 more. So we're going to inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands come wide as we into that forward fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. We're working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. And we slowly release the shoulders and we're inhaling towards our cobra. Exhaling as we slowly release the toes and we tuck the toes. We inhale, pushing into our tabletop and then in towards our downward dog. Our feet are hip width distance to the back of the mat. We're gazing towards the knees. We're finding that lovely deep stretch through the back of the body. Bending the knees as much as we need to. I'd prefer to have a straight spine. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We look towards the hands as we slowly step or walk towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky, gazing high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. And we're back in towards that Tadasana, finding that space between the shoulders and the ears. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands come all the way down towards the ground into that forward fold. We inhale up halfway, hands to shins, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling to fold, hands come down as we step back in towards that high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling as we tuck the toes under and we lift ourselves all the way in towards our downward facing dog. So we're feeling that stretch through the back of the body. We gaze towards the knees and we ground down to the hands and the finger pads. We're taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Inhaling onto tiptoes, bending into the knees, looking towards the hands. We're slowly stepping or walking towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky, gazing high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We release the hands, palms face forward, and we're into that Tadasana. We're going to slowly bend into the knees. We're going to inhale as we sweep the hands up towards the sky. We gaze towards the thumbs. Exhaling as we fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. So we're feeling that stretch in towards the back of the body, back of the legs. We're going to inhale the right foot up towards the sky, we point the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we're going to ground down to the back foot and we inhale ourselves in towards our warrior one. If you want to, any issues, we come in towards our high lunge if there's any space in between the hip that we're a bit worried about. Or we walk that front foot over towards the side of the mat. So we're looking to square the shoulders, squaring the hands. We're gazing towards the top corner of the room. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground and we step back in towards that high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We inhale in towards our cobra. Exhaling to release, we tuck the toes, we lift the hips up. We're in towards our downward facing dog. Finding that length in towards the back of the body, gazing towards the knees. We inhale the left foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands and we're lifting in towards that warrior two. Warrior one. We're bending in towards that front leg and we're gazing towards the hands. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling, we release ourselves, we tuck the toes under and we lift ourselves in towards our downward facing dog. We're gazing towards the knees, we're opening through the sitting bones, we're finding that space into the neck. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One more inhale here. And exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes, bending into the knees. We look towards the hands. We step or walk towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We're going to ground down to the feet. We're going to sweep the arms up. We're back in towards our chair pose. We're going to do one more round of this. So slowly on the exhale, we fold. We inhale up halfway, shoulders to the back of the body. Exhaling, bending into the knees, hands come down, we step back in towards our high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling, tucking toes, lifting hips into downward facing dog. Finding that space in towards the back of the body. We inhale the right foot up towards the sky, we point the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we're lifting into that warrior one. So we're bending in towards that front leg. We're looking to square the shoulders, square the hips. Doesn't matter if we don't get there. We exhale, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the shoulders, we release the toes. We inhale into our cobra. Exhaling to fold. We tuck the toes under, we lift ourselves up. We're in towards that downward facing dog. Next inhale, we're lifting that left foot up towards the sky. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we're into that warrior one on the left hand side. We're opening up the heart, feeling that stretch. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards our high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the toes, rolling the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling to release. We tuck the toes, we lift the hips up. We're in towards that downward facing dog. Taking two lovely deep inhales here. Lovely deep exhale. Taking another lovely deep inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly inhale onto our tiptoes. We're going to bend the knees. We're coming back down in towards that kneeling. We're taking the hands towards the front corners of the mat, and again we're going to come into that puppy pose. We take the forehead down towards the ground, so we find that space in towards the front of the body. Maybe it's a bit easier now. We've warmed up the body with the sun salutes. We're going to slowly lift ourselves in towards our tabletop. We're going to take our right hand off the mat towards the left hand side. Left hand comes down, maybe next to, and we take that forehead. So we take the forehead down. So we find that stretch in towards the side body on the right hand side. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, coming back in towards our tabletop and taking the left hand off towards the right side of the mat. So we're feeling that openness in towards the left side of the body. Forehead comes down towards the ground. We feel that stretch. And then slowly we just release ourselves, coming back in towards that tabletop. We tuck the toes under, we push the heels, we're in towards that downward facing dog. We gaze towards the toes. We slowly step or walk up towards the front of the mat. We're going to inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to release the hands. Facing towards the front of the room, we're in towards that Tadasana. We're going to slowly come in towards the back bend. We're going to take the hands towards the back of the body. So we're taking our fists in towards our lumbar spine. We want to have, you can either take it towards the back of the body into the sacrum or in towards the lumbar spine. We want to have a motion as if we're doing that with the arms. So we're creating space in towards the vertebrae, into the back of the body. We're going to take a lovely big inhale. All we're going to do is open up the throat towards the sky and work the shoulders towards the back of the room. So we're feeling that stretch in towards the front of the chest, keeping that throat high, taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, slowly bring that chin in towards the chest. We release ourselves, releasing the hands, releasing the shoulders. If you want to come deeper, we're coming into a second round. So if you want to, fingertips face upwards. Again, we're working with the shoulders towards the back of the body, so we feel that openness into the collarbones. Taking a lovely big inhale, finding length. Squeezing the shoulder blades at the back of the body as we gaze up towards the sky. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bring that chin in towards the chest. We find that release. We release the shoulders, release the hands. Coming into a third and final back bend. This time we're going to hold on to the hands. We're going to slowly, as if we're being pulled up through the ribs. So we're not necessarily coming down deeply because we'll find stretch in towards the lumbar spine. We want to almost find length into the spine up towards the sky, as if we're kind of coming up like a pole vaulter, up and over. Seems a bit strange, but that's how we work with our back bends. So we're going to inhale, finding length as we roll the shoulders back. We want to find length as if we're being pulled up through the heart towards the sky. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bring that chin in towards the chest. We release the hands. This time just keeping our eyes closed if we want to, or keeping the gaze soft so we feel that energy moving around the heart. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling as we fold at the hips, coming into that lovely deep forward fold. We inhale up halfway, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground as we step back in towards a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We inhale in towards our cobra as we release the toes. Exhaling to lower. We tuck the toes under, we slowly push ourselves all the way up into downward facing dog. Amazing. So we're going to slowly inhale the right foot up towards the sky. Exhaling, we're going to step that foot towards the front of the mat. We're coming in towards our warrior two. Back foot's level towards the back of the mat or at a 45-degree angle. We bend in towards that front leg. Hands come parallel towards the ground as we gaze towards that right middle finger. We feel that openness in towards the hips, into the heart. We want to have a sensation as if we're pulling up on our arch. So we're cueing the knee to go towards the small sides of the mat. We're gazing towards that finger and we're feeling that openness in towards the shoulders, into the ears. Lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're going to take the right knee towards our right knee. Right elbow to our right knee, left hand reaches up and over. We're finding a lovely deep stretch through the fingertips down towards the heel at the back of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up. We're going to lengthen through the front leg. Just giving ourselves just a moment just to release in towards that hip. Perfect. We're going to slowly bend in towards that knee and we're coming back in towards our warrior two. So we're gazing towards that right middle finger. We're going to keep the legs as they are. We're going to flip the hand and we're going to take that hand up towards the sky. So we're breathing deeply in towards that right hand lung. Left hand comes long down the back leg and we're gazing towards the top hand. We're not coming with the chest towards the front of the mat. We want the shoulders that are in line with the knees. We're gazing up towards the sky. Taking one last lovely big inhale here. And then slowly as we exhale, we release the hands in towards that warrior two. We cartwheel the hands down towards the ground and we step back in towards our high plank. We're working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we inhale in towards our cobra. Slowly we exhale, we tuck the toes under, we push the heels, we're in towards our downward facing dog. Finding that length through the back of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale the left foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step it between the hands, we're going to slowly bring ourselves in towards that warrior two on the left hand side. So we're bending in towards that left leg, making sure the knee's not coming too far forward. If anything, we want it directly above or behind. So whatever's comfortable for you in your body. Hands are parallel towards the ground. We're making sure we've got space behind the shoulders, between the ears. And we gaze towards that left middle finger, finding that openness. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, left elbow to our left knee, right hand reaches up and over towards the front of the room. So if we've got our foot at a 45-degree angle, we're pushing deeply in towards that foot. We feel that stretch through the side body as we reach towards the top corner of the room. We're opening in towards that space. We want our shoulders in line with our foot and our knee. And so we're finding that kind of straightness as if we're between two panes of glass. We're taking another lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up. Just giving ourselves just a little bit of a rest in towards that leg, in towards that calf. Slowly we exhale, coming back in towards that warrior two. Perfect. We're going to flip the left hand goes high, right hand goes long down the back of the body. We're gazing up towards that left hand. We're breathing deeply in towards the left hand lung, keeping the legs where they are, so we're working with that stretch. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly we release the hands in towards our warrior two. We cartwheel the hands down towards the ground. We step back in towards a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders in towards our cobra. We open the heart. Exhaling, we tuck the toes under. We push through the heels and we're into that downward facing dog. Perfect. We're finding that space in towards the back of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale the right foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling, we're stepping between the hands, we're coming in towards a low lunge. So left knee comes down towards the ground. We inhale the hands up towards the sky. Palms face each other. We want to find a squareness in towards the hips. Any issues with stability, we tuck the toes or we walk the front foot over towards the side of the mat. We open up the gate. We sweep the hands up towards the sky. We tuck the tailbone under. We find that quad stretch. And if you want to, we push the hips forward, finding a little back bend here. We're still gazing towards the top. Any issues in towards the lumbar spine, we hold here, tucking the tailbone under. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to come into a twist. So we're going to slowly just take, left hand stays high. We're going to take the right hand towards the back of the room. So we're keeping our space. We've almost got a diagonal space between the arms. If you want to take the gaze towards the back of the body, feel free to do so. Otherwise, still gazing towards the side of the room. We want to have a feeling as if we're being pulled in opposite directions. Slowly, we're going to sweep that right hand back up towards the sky. We're going to take the hands behind us. We're going to clasp the hands and we're going to inhale, lifting up the chest. So again, option to stay where you are. If you want to, pushing the hips forward and feeling that openness in towards the chest as we open into the throat. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly release the hands down towards the ground. We're going to step back and we're going to come in towards our tabletop, taking the legs out wide. We're coming into a wide leg child's pose. Forehead comes down towards the ground. Slowly just coming into our resting pose. We rock ourselves from side to side if it's comfortable for you. Just massaging the muscles on the forehead down towards the ground, feeling that grounding sensation. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up, coming back in towards that tabletop, so knees come directly below the hips. Tucking the toes under, we lift ourselves into that downward facing dog. We inhale the left foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands, we're in towards that low lunge once more, so we bring ourselves up. We walk the foot over slightly if we want to. If we're having issues with our stability, that's totally fine. We tuck the tailbone under, we feel that quad stretch. We lift the hands up towards the sky. Any issues towards the knee, just rolling the mat over or placing your knee onto a blanket. Palms face each other. If we want to, we push the hips forward. We open in towards that thigh. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up. We're going to come into that twist. We're taking the left hand towards the back of the body, right hand stays high. So we have options to look directly in front of us, keeping the gaze to the front of the room, out towards the side, or if you want to, chasing that thumb at the back of the body. We're being pulled in opposite directions, so it's an active pose. Lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly sweep that left hand all the way up towards the sky. Exhaling, we release the hands down. We take the hands behind us, we clasp the hands. We slowly roll the shoulders back, we open the heart. Option if you want to, taking yourself forward, feeling that openness in towards the body, opening up the heart. Lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, releasing the hands. And slowly taking the hands down towards the ground, we step back in towards our tabletop. So again, just giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side, finding that release. We're going to slowly make our way down into kneeling. So any issues with our knees here, feel free to take the legs out towards the front. Or sometimes if you have a rolled up towel or blanket, we can place it behind the back of the knees. It gives a bit more space in towards the front. We're going to come in towards those back bends once more. So we take the hands into fists in towards the back of the body. Elbows towards the back of the room. We inhale, opening the heart. Throat comes high towards the sky. Exhaling here. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly release the hands, taking the hands behind us, fingertips face forward. So we're not going to keep the hips where they are. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting the heart up. We lengthen through the arms and we're gazing towards the sky. Maybe we're feeling the stretching towards the torso a little bit more. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bring that chin in towards the chest and we bring ourselves up. Perfect. Just taking the hands towards the thighs as we gaze down towards the front of the mat. Just feeling those sensations around the front of the chest. Taking a lovely big inhale. This time we're just going to open the mouth and let it out. One more of those, taking a lovely big inhale. Open the mouth and sighing it out. Slowly we're going to make our way all the way down onto the ground. So we're going to take our feet out towards the front of the mat. Toes point up towards the sky. We're going to take our meat away from our sitting bones. Hands reach up towards the sky, so we're breathing deeply in towards the heart. Exhaling, we tuck the tummy in and we fold forward. Coming to wherever's comfortable for you. If you want to, using a strap, pulling it around the legs. If we're struggling with our forward fold, with our stability, we bend the knees, tummy towards the thighs, hands towards the outsides of the feet or to our big toes. We slowly walk the feet away from the body, and when we start to feel the tummy coming away from the thigh, we hold here. Shoulders are working towards the back of the body, so we've got that openness into the heart. We're gazing towards our big toes. We want to feel a stretch in towards the back of the body and in towards the hamstrings. Sometimes with the bent leg, we don't feel the stretch as much as if we are kind of in towards our forward fold here. But actually it's working just as well, if not better, because we're putting less pain, less stress in towards the lumbar spine, and we're working more in towards the hamstrings. So just coming to wherever's comfortable for you, taking 2 more breaths. And then slowly just releasing the hands, walking the hands back in towards us. We lengthen into the legs. We're going to bend in towards our left leg and we're going to take it towards the inside of our right inner thigh. If you want to, placing the block underneath that knee, giving yourself a bit of support. If the knee doesn't touch the ground, all it does is tell our nervous system, tell our brain that it's okay to relax. We're going to take a lovely big inhale, hands come up towards the sky. Exhaling, we twist and we fold forward. So hands come down to the knee or the thigh. Or if we want to, holding onto the leg, onto the foot. If we have the strap, it's a good time to use the strap. But wherever you are, we're feeling that stretch to the place above the leggings, above the shorts and in towards our hamstrings. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Maybe closing down the eyes and really feeling the body. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, walking the hands back in towards us. We're going to slowly square the feet, square the shoulders out towards the sides of the room. Left hand comes down towards the ground. We're going to place the weight in towards the left knee. If it's too much, we just lift ourselves and we look towards the back of the room. If you're comfortable, we lift the hips, we point the toes and we take the right hand towards the back of the room. We're pushing the hips towards the top and we're feeling that openness in towards the pelvis, in towards the front of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly lower that hip back down towards the ground. We're coming in towards the twist. Right hand comes down towards the inside of the leg. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. So rather than lifting ourselves up and over, the hand just simply opens towards the back of the room. Toes are active at the front, and if you want to, we take that hand up towards the sky, so we start to feel that stretch in towards the side of the left. Option, take the gaze down towards the big toe at the front or up towards the hand that's in the sky. So taking one more lovely big inhale here. And exhale, slowly bring that left hand down. We take the hand around that knee, we bring it in towards the front. So we move our sitting bones so they're now facing the front. We take the left leg to the outside of the right leg. Left hand behind us. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhaling, taking that elbow to the outside of the knee. Toes are active at the front. We take a lovely big inhale, finding length. Exhaling, we twist and we gaze towards the back of the room. Taking another lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly as we inhale, we come back in center. We're going to release that leg and just give it a little bit of a shake towards the front of the room. Coming in towards the other side, so we're coming into that forward fold once more, taking that meat away from the sitting bones. We inhale the hands up towards the sky, exhaling, tucking that tummy in as we fold forward. Another tip in towards our forward fold, if we start to round down to get further, we lose the stretch. So what we want to do is we want to inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. We pull ourselves back. It might be we come further away, but we work deeper in towards the length and towards the back of the body. Hands then may not reach the feet, so we keep the hands towards the legs. Keeping that focus with the eyes, we take the gaze towards the big toes. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly we're going to inhale, walking the hands back towards us. We're coming in towards the other side, so the left foot to the inside of our right inner thigh. Again, any issues with the hip, we take the block and we place it underneath. Otherwise, the knees down towards the ground. Foot to the inside of the thigh or into the calf. We inhale to find length in the body, exhaling as we twist and we fold forward. Taking the hands towards the knee, the foot or the ankle. We're looking for a stretch around the side of the body above the leggings, above the waistline. And in towards the back of the hamstrings. We're gazing towards the big toes. So we're holding here for 2 lovely long breaths. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale here and exhale. Slowly we're going to walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to take our right hand behind us. We're going to come onto that right leg. So we inhale, lifting ourselves up. We point the toes towards the front of the room, making sure I'm in view. We take the left hand towards the back of the room. We're pushing the hips up towards the sky, so we're finding that openness in the front of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly take the hips down towards the ground. We're coming in towards that twist. Left hand down towards the inside of that knee. Right hand reaches out towards the back of the room. So we're coming in towards that twist, in towards the lumbar spine. If you want to go deeper, we take the right hand up towards the sky. So we're looking for that length and that stretching towards the side of the body, in towards the rib cage. Option to gaze towards the big toe or up towards the sky. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, slowly bring that hand down towards the ground. We're going to take that right leg in. We're going to place it on the outside of that left leg. Right hand comes behind us. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Exhaling as we take that elbow to the inside, outside of the knee. We take a lovely big inhale to lengthen. Exhaling as we twist and we take that gaze over towards the back of the room. We take another lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze over that shoulder. One more lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. Slowly we're going to come round towards the front of the room. Taking the legs out towards the front, we're going to slowly make our way down onto our backs. So if we want to, just coming down on towards our backs, just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. Just find that relax through the back of the body as we massage the back of the pelvis. We're going to come in towards our inversion. So we've got options. If you want to, taking the legs up towards the sky. If you want to bend in towards the knees, it might be a bit easier if you're using a strap or a dressing gown cord, whatever you have available. Or if you want to, just maneuvering yourself closer towards the wall. Doesn't matter what level you have the legs up the wall, we're just looking for them to be elevated above the hip. If you want to, hands can come next to you, palms face upwards. So we just find that kind of like openness into the body, so the shoulder blades are flat against the ground. Just feels that nice openness into the legs. If you find a little bit of release, Just letting all the goodness come down back in towards the body. So we hold here for a couple of minutes, just enjoying all that stuff. If we feel any tingling or any kind of issues in towards the body, or it doesn't feel comfortable, just bring your feet down towards the ground, knees are high, and knocking the knees in together. Taking a few more breaths here. Perfect. We're going to slowly just release the legs down. So if they're up towards the sky, using a strap, we release the strap. If we've got the legs up towards the sky, we're just going to come back down on towards our mat, and we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest, which is going to come into a simple twist. So just taking our legs, we're going to take the arms into cactus, or arms could come wide depending on how much space you have. Taking the knees over towards the right hand side, and we're going to take the gaze over towards the left. So again, if your knees touch the ground and the shoulder lifts, that's totally fine. If you want to, you can place a block underneath the knees so that the shoulder comes down if there's any pain. But all we're doing is we're just looking for a little bit of release through the back of the body. Having a nice twist at the end of practice can just release all the energy that's been running through the spine. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Slowly we're going to inhale, bringing ourselves back in center. Just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side, releasing out through the body. And then we're going to take the legs over towards the left hand side, and we're going to gaze over towards the right. So again, finding a bit of comfort. If you want to place something under the knees, so the knees are lifted. Whatever's available for your body. Taking one last lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves back into center. We're going to give ourselves a lovely big hug. We're going to squeeze all the muscles in as we tuck the nose towards the knees. As we exhale, we release that tension in the body. We take the feet out towards the front of the mat. Feet come wide, palms face upwards, and we're into our Savasana. Into our final resting pose. Any issues here and towards the lumbar spine, feel free just to bend into the knees. Take the knees in towards each other. But wherever you are, we're going to take a lovely big inhale, filling the body with breath. We're going to part the lips and we're going to sigh it out. If you can, when you're in your Savasana, try and move as little as possible, and just start to see if you can feel the sensations in the body. If you can feel the mat below you, supporting the body. Maybe you can feel the air moving around the face, the hands and the feet. As we're at home, feel free to stay in your Savasana. Otherwise, starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Taking the arms over the head for a full body stretch. And then slowly bring the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a lovely big hug. Taking yourself over to the left or the right hand side, whichever is available to you. And then using your top hand, slowly pushing yourself into a comfortable seated position at the top of the mat. Cross-legged or kneeling, taking the hands towards the knees or the thighs. Just giving yourself a moment. We're going to bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. May the light in me honor the light in you. Namaste. Thank you very much everyone for joining me today for the practice. I hope you feel a little bit more open into the heart and towards the chest. Any questions, any issues or any comments, just drop them into the box below. But otherwise I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for joining.